Hello, everybody. My name is Ollie, and I'm from New Zealand's Policy, a group that compiles information about New Zealand's political parties for citizens to make more informed choices before elections. And I'm going to be speaking to you about the state of misinformation in New Zealand. Now, internationally, New Zealand has a reputation as being something of a COVID-19 success story. This isn't entirely without reason. The government has done a very good job of keeping infections and deaths comparatively low, and those measures have received a great deal of support from the New Zealand public. However, there is an increasingly vocal and public minority of the population opposed to these measures, and this movement is fueled in large part by a range of COVID-19 misinformation. We have the emergence of a new political party called the Public Party that is centered on COVID-19 conspiracy theories, and this party has united with a politician in Parliament to form a political party that is running for election in the general election next month and gaining a great deal of traction. Now, this group is driven by an unusual range of different interest groups. There's the influence of the usual global conspiracy theories we're all aware of, QAnon, anti-vaccination, 5G, that kind of thing. But there's also a far-right faction, but it's also getting significant cut-through with some marginalised communities, particularly with Māori, New Zealand's Indigenous peoples. So we're seeing some usually separate groups coming together under one banner. There's questions about the funding for these groups. Due to a loophole in New Zealand's electoral law, we don't know where the funding is coming from. And this is a graph which shows the prevalence of the term conspiracy over the last year, and does show the increase in these issues around the two lockdowns, both in March and September. But this graph also shows us one of the problems that we face here, which is how do we address these issues in ways that don't further amplify problematic narratives. As it stands, New Zealand lacks much in the way of dedicated fact-checking initiatives. There's one that I'm aware of. There's also a broader lack of education about misinformation, in my opinion. We could do with better data to understand the scale of the problem. It's hard right now to really know how much of a new problem this is, or whether we're more just seeing greater coverage of misinformation issues. But crucially as well, given the cut through that these narratives have been getting amongst disempowered and disenfranchised groups, there is a real need for more diverse voices in the media speaking on these issues, particularly a greater need for more Māori voices and Māori academics to speak on these issues.